Hello, and welcome to the Wireless Show. I'm a member of the Merseybeat Rhythm and Blues group, but you probably wouldn't have heard of us. We're quite big in Azerbaijan, though. Speaking of Azerbaijan, here's a sketch about food.
Cleaner to aisle 3. Wasabi tofu spillage on aisle 3.
Excuse me, mister. Is this where you bring the food for the food bank?
Yes, it certainly is, little man. Are you here to donate?
I bring the food for the poor and the homeless.
What a kind little boy you are. I'm sure they'll really appreciate... What the flipping heck is this shite?
Food for the poor people.
In non-biodegradable food bags? Do you have any idea how many baby seals these things choke to death? How many pelicans hang themselves? These things have killed more animals than the entire ivory trade. You, sir, are a monster.
Can I still donate, mister? Please.
Well, I suppose so. Have a look at what you've got in here. Tomato soup, very good. Tins of beans, yes, that'll do. Sweet merciful crap, what is this?
Pasta?
And does this pasta contain gluten?
What's gluten?
What's gluten? What's gluten? Gluten, my laddie, is a devil! We do not allow gluten on these premises. This pasta's got gluten and egg in it. We can't give them this. Even poor people deserve gluten-free.
But I saved up all my pocket money.
Well, maybe next time you should be more responsible and ethical with your spending choices.
Mummy! Mummy!
What's wrong, my darling?
The mean man won't let me help the poor people. He said my food is wrong.
Oh, darling, I'm sure he wouldn't speak like that to a child who was just selflessly trying to help people.
I'm afraid, madam, that as a gluten-free food bank, we can't accept this offering as they have gluten and egg in them.
You little bastard. What were you thinking bringing that kind of muck in here? Go and wait in the Honda. No kebab for you tonight. I'm terribly sorry about that.
No harm done. We all make mistakes.
We've had an email come into the studio saying my accent isn't representative of Liverpudlians. Moreover, that no one in the history of Merseyside has ever sounded like this. Well, the truth is I'm actually from Preston. But don't tell anyone. The image will be ruined. Let's have some music.
The entire collection of Harry Spooner Nightclub Crooner is now available to buy. The warbler they've called the man with the golden gums. For the first time in digitally restored high definition, all his top 10 hits, including Wishing My Wages Away.
I'm wishing my wages away. Meals from M&S on a marble dinner tray. To bathe in fondue when the rent is due. And all I really want to do is wish my wages away.
It's the collection NME called Like Being Caressed by a Velvet Cat o' Nine Tails. And Mojo magazine says, I shit you not, this shit is hot. So buy today.
I met old Harry, you know, back in Hamburg in '61. He nicked me car, slapped me wife and glued me hands together. You try playing maracas with just your mouth. Still, could be worse. Could be this next bird.
Hello and welcome to the Antiques Roadshow. Now, Chris, what have you brought in for us today?
Well, Patrick, I brought along my Nana.
Fantastic. Tell me about this piece.
Well, she's been in the family for quite some time. My father first inherited her when she gave birth to him, and then when my father died, she was passed on to me.
I see, yeah. Well, she looks to be in quite good condition. She would have been born just prior to the Second World War, I'm guessing. Erosion of the teeth suggests a northerner. Few wrinkles, gone grey, and looks like she's had a, hip operation. Yep, thought so. Now, there is a way to date her.
I wouldn't recommend it, mate.
I mean, find out how old she is.
Oh, really? Okay. But does she have a date stamp?
Almost. How old are you?
What did he say, dear?
He said, "How old are you, Nana?"
Here, hang on. How old are you, dear? Well, that's the trouble with these 1930s pieces. They break so easily. Well, she's not totally worthless.
How dare you, sir? This is my beloved grandmama you're speaking of. How much?
Fiver?
Sold.
BBC would like to announce that this sketch is a piece of fiction and that Fiona Bruce has never been involved with purchasing dead bodies. Allegedly.
You can't imagine what old people have been through, can you? They had things proper hard back in olden days. I remember my nan refusing to go up an escalator because she thought it was the work of the devil. If you ask me, God is a concept. So let's see what this concept has to say for himself.
You are now approaching the gates of heaven. Please speak your name at the beep.
Jacob Chapman?
Jacob Chapman, I am God, your maker, your father, your... What do you keep looking around for?
Well, I was expecting St. Peter.
No, he's been let go. He was a bit... Let's just say there's one too many of a certain type in here. I'm sure you know what I mean. Anyway, Jacob Chapman, your eternal fate is... Heaven is closed to you.
Oh, but why?
You didn't believe in me, Jacob.
But there isn't any evidence for you. It all seems a bit unlikely.
Well, I got rid of all the evidence, didn't I? Otherwise, it's not an issue of faith. That's my thing these days, faith.
But I've been so decent.
Oh, Jacob, that's not the point. My son died for everyone's sins, remember? So it was a real waste of your time being decent.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you mind?
Sorry.
That happened to be an extremely troubling time for me.
Yeah, sorry, I can imagine.
Can you? Can you imagine it, Jacob?
Well,
Do you know what it's like to have your son nailed to a cross? It's not rhetorical, Jacob. I'm asking you a direct question. Do you know what it's like to...
No, I don't know what it's like to watch my son get nailed.
I didn't watch! Good Lord, that would have been awful. No, I just busied myself around the house, took my mind off it.
But I thought you saw everything.
Oh, yes, I see everything, but I don't see everything. I'm doing air quotes here, Jacob. And before you ask what I busied myself around the house doing, it's not an actual house. It's a metaphor, Jacob, to help you get your head around some really rather big ideas. Anyway, in summary, you didn't believe. Kingdom of Heaven closed. Gatey, gatey, slam, slam.
Okay, so where do I go now then?
Your fate is to burn in fire and brimstone.
Sounds awful. So it's like 20 seconds burning or whatever, and then heaven?
You were a non-believer all your life, Jacob. For your entire 38 years on Earth.
You tell me you're going to burn me for 38 years?
Oh no, Jacob. No. It's eternal hellfire. You are going to burn forever!
What? This is massively disproportionate.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Bottom line is, them's the rules.
Then you're a sadist, and an egomaniac, and a massive psychopath. You're like a spiteful teenager.
You can't see me, Jacob, but I'm shrugging.
And there's nothing I can say to change your mind.
Nope.
You know what? You're a real piece of shit.
Okay, bye. Have fun. Next.
The entire collection of Harry Spooner Nightclub Crooner, the man with the golden gums, is now available to buy. All his hits, including his controversial 1959 B-side, Sucking Off Phil.
And I know how you try with what you feel deep inside. And I see in your eyes our love, it keeps you alive. And yet, my darling, still you continue sucking off Phil.
This exclusive box set features never-before-aired interviews with Harry himself.
I tell you, lad, these European birds, they can make you a brew, suck you sideways, and still get your washing done before curtain up.
Over 14 hours worth of outtakes and bonus features. Harry Spooner Nightclub Crooner, the complete collection. Available from Amazon, iTunes, and all good high street retailers, and those weird guys who come round the pub selling stuff.
Well, I think that's probably about enough for this week. I'm gonna go write a song about a kangaroo with a drug problem. I think it might be a winner. Ta-ra.